Hello, friend. I am so happy you found us. Are you new to the journey of suicide loss? Then you've come to the right place. I'm Tracy Oeser, and I've been where you are. When your new world of suicide loss feels scary and you're trying to come up for air, then this podcast is for you. We're here to keep it real and talk about the things that you experience every day. Come along.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. This is always a hard topic for me to talk about every year when it comes around. If you're a mother like me, Mother's Day is hard. If your loss is recent, it's probably excruciating. I see you and I feel this right along with you. So today I want to talk about best ways I have found to move through this holiday. First, it helps to prepare yourself as best possible before Sunday even gets here. The best way to do that is to acknowledge how the day usually goes. If you go out into public at all, people will wish you a happy Mother's Day. Sometimes this sentiment gets thrown around to anyone who's female, as if people don't want to take a chance that they're missing a mother on that day. I think people mean well. Certainly, we've all been indoctrinated into going out of our way to acknowledge mothers, and rightfully so. So, for the most part, people probably don't know if you have kids, and you know the pain that you are in. They don't. But with that said, every time you hear someone say Happy Mother's Day, it may activate your emotions, and that is normal. If you begin crying while out in public, you're fine to say that it's a sad day for you, and you have no obligation to explain your emotions further. For myself, I have found over the years that it's just easier to simply say thank you. People just do what they feel is expected. It's not an attempt to bring you to your knees emotionally. On the flip side of this, for the people who know you and about your loss, they may not know how to interact with you at all. On the one hand, they don't want you to think that you forgot about or that they forgot about your child, but they probably don't want to upset you by saying Happy Mother's Day either, especially when they know you will be upset. You can't control other people's behavior. You can only make a plan to handle your own response as any scenario gets thrown at you. Secondly, you're going to see Happy Mother's Day messaging all over the place. In fact, you probably already started seeing it right after Valentine's Day. So that hasn't made the whole process easier either. Here's the important piece of the message that I'm trying to bring to you today. If your child died by suicide or by any other means, that does not negate the fact that you deserve this holiday, right along with all the other mothers. You raised these children, you probably struggled with these children, and you're definitely struggling now. So I say from me to you, Happy Mother's Day, for being the mother that you've always been through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Motherhood is a badge that you can and should wear with honor. Now, I know some of you are yelling back at me, and, excuse me, and saying that you don't deserve these well wishes because you're under a tremendous amount of guilt. When you lose a child to suicide, there's always guilt involved, although misplaced most of the time. You can go and listen to my other episodes where I address guilt, but for Mother's Day, I will simply say, try to put guilt aside and recognize that you mothered an awesome child and any good memories you have of them have not disappeared. You love them deeply, and recognizing that is the reason for this holiday. I want to briefly acknowledge that you may actually be the child. You may have lost your mother by suicide, and you cannot wish your mother a happy Mother's Day this year. Losing a parent is hard, especially unexpectedly. If you want to hear a great interview I had with Carol Brookings over on Journey Through Grief's YouTube channel. She talks about losing her own mother and how she has continued to process through her grief as she raises her own children, who unfortunately will never meet their grandmother. So now that you have acknowledged that you're going to undoubtedly receive well wishes, you're going to see messaging all over the place, and that guilt is something that you can continue to work through if that plagues you. Let's talk about some things that you can do. First of all, take a deep breath. You've got this. Secondly, if you're so inclined, I want you to get a piece of paper and write down the first happy or funny memory you have about the child you lost. Maybe it was something about their personality. Maybe it was a family vacation you took together. Maybe it was a phrase they always said or a behavior they always had that made you chuckle. If this is hard for you to write down, I understand. But part of working through suicide grief is having those happy memories in our face to cling on to. For me, my funny memory of Chelsea that I usually refer to was when she, without planning it, stuck her big toe into my butt cheek while we were watching a scary movie. But there was also the time she got her nose pierced and was told that if the stud came out of her nose while she was healing, to just stick a baby carrot up her nose to help her with putting the stud back in. I think it took about maybe 4 hours from getting it put in that she had already lost it outside of her nose. Being a mom, that was my fault, of course. That's what she told me, even though I wasn't anywhere near her when she did it. But anyway, I wish I would have had a phone with a camera in it back then, because the look on her face while a baby carrot was hanging out of her nose was priceless. There are other things you can do for yourself today. Spend some time with yourself. Maybe lose yourself in a book just to take your mind off things. Go do some planting therapy outside. Get some new flowers into pots or into the ground. Go buy yourself a meal or let someone else buy you one. Whatever you choose to do, please just stay busy. There's nothing worse than sitting alone in grief with only your child to think about. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying that planning ahead can make it easier for getting through the day. Like I said previously, if you're a mom, you've earned this holiday. And as you're grieving, know that your tears represent your unending love for your child. And that love will carry you forward as you process this grief. If you found a way to survive this holiday, I would love for you to leave a comment, as it may help someone else. If you want to share the happy memory you thought of about your child, I love to hear those stories. So you can leave that in the comments as well. That's it. Until next time. But hey, real quick, I want to mention that we have a brand new course available. It's our new basic course. Basic stands for Bereavement After Suicide Introductory Course. I wanted something super simple for you to accomplish that would explore some of the basic emotions and events that you have to deal with, like fear or how your foundation has been rocked. Anyway, the link is in the show notes, and it's only $17. You can't beat that. If we were to put a price on the time involved and the content, it would probably be worth well over $300.
I hope you found this episode helpful and that you'll come back for more. Since Journey Through Grief does not have a crisis line, we want to make sure that you know that if you're actively struggling with thoughts of suicide or just need someone to talk to, you can call the National Helpline at 988 in both the USA and in Canada. Your call is anonymous and there are people you can talk to 24 hours a day, 365 days per year. For now, please take a moment to like this episode and share the podcast so that we can reach all the people who need us. And I also love it when you leave a comment or a review. Hey, do you know we have grief coaching services? We even offer coaching in the middle of the night when you're already up. We call that our Twilight Coaching Program. Request a free 15-minute call so we can chat and see if coaching is right for you. That link is in the show notes. Finally, do you want to know more of what we're doing? Stay caught up with our community by getting on our mailing list. That link is also in the show notes, and by going to Journey Through Grief's website, you'll get access to this podcast, our YouTube channel, detailed information about the coaching services, or my book, The New World of Suicide Loss. Our website is journeythroughgrief.com, which is spelled THRU. Take good care. Until next time.